For the United States to be a leader in aviation, we must set the gold standard for aviation. For the United States to be a leader in aviation, we must set the gold standard for aviation safety. We know there is work to do, and we have a number of recent incidents that highlights the importance of continuing to make safety the top priority. Last week, we saw how technology issues can impact airlines and the traveling public. Today, we welcome Acting FAA Administrator Billy Nolan to the committee to help understand what went wrong with the NOTAM system and what actions the FAA is taking to make sure this never happens again.
This country are deeply concerned about these. The NOTAM breakdown last month was clearly a mistake. I fear it is emblematic of a culture afraid to innovate, stuck operating inefficiently, and illustrative of why President Biden needs to choose an administrator for the FAA with a proven ability to manage change within large organizations and with the requisite aviation and safety experience. The current nominee that is pending lacks that aviation experience.
Contract personnel unintentionally deleted files while working to... The FAA's preliminary findings are that contract personnel unintentionally deleted files while working to correct synchronization issues between the live primary database and the backup database. We have found no evidence of a cyber attack or other malicious intent. After the incident, we implemented a synchronization delay to ensure that bad data from one database cannot affect the backup database. Additionally, we have implemented a new protocol that requires more than one individual to be present and engaged in oversight when work on a database occurs.
To get us true redundancy in the short term in a back.
I formed the safety review team to examine the U.S. aerospace systems structure, culture, processes, systems, and integration of safety effort. The initial focus will be to hold a safety summit to examine what additional actions the aviation community needs to take to maintain our safety record.
It's involved in individual deleting.
We will continue on this journey of modernization. I've asked and I've directed our teams to look at what is our ability to accelerate that timeline. Can we pull it into 2020?
I'm asking you, what can you do about the existing system today to give you true redundancy? You're trying to give me human factor redundancy in another individual, but when in reality, I'm pointing out that the architecture of the system isn't true redundancy, because if the deletion impacted both systems,
yes,
then you don't really have redundancy. You don't have a separate, reboot.
48 left, copy the traffic, Southwest 708.
How can this happen? How did air traffic control direct one plane onto the runway to take off and another plane to land and have them both within 100 feet of each other? And what can we do to make sure that doesn't happen again?
Certainly we are letting the investigation play itself out. Having been an airline captain, having been a pilot for more than 42 years, and an accident investigator, we'll go where the facts take us. What is not represented on the video there, it appears to, I clear blue in 22 days, what we'd say in pilot jargon, but actually the tower visibility was 0, it was a low visibility day. It is not what we would expect to have happen. But when we think about the controls, how we train both our controllers and our pilots, the system works as it's designed to avert what you say could have been a horrific outcome.